All right, everybody. The next thing we are going to look at is some endorsements. So what an endorsement is when you take a check to the bank, they ask you to sign the back of it so that you're saying, yes, I want you to either deposit it or cash the check or to do something with it. So if the check is written out to you, you got a check from grandma for your birthday, you've probably had to sign the check. There's multiple ways to do endorsements. So we're going to talk about those ways and then we're going to practice them. So there's 5 kinds. We're going to talk about each one of those 5 on the next slide, so don't rush to write them down. So the first one is we'll call the blank endorsement, which means that all you have to do is just sign your name and you're done. It's the easiest one. It's the most common one. If you've signed a check you've gotten for your birthday, it's probably the kind of check that you've signed. The second kind is a special endorsement. That means that you are going to sign this check over to someone else. So let's say that your parents said you had to pay for your own car insurance. So you got your paycheck from Perkins, and rather than having to go to the bank, take the money out, and give it to your parents, you can sign that check over to mom. So you would say pay to the order of your mom's name, and then sign your name. What that means to the bank is that your mom will be able to cash that check without you being there. It kind of saves a step in terms of having to go to the bank and cash it and all those kinds of things. A restrictive endorsement is most commonly seen in business settings. So basically what we're telling the bank is we write for deposit only on the back of the check. So that means that the only thing that the person taking it to the bank can do with it is deposit it into an account. So why do we do that? Because a lot of times in business settings, these checks are handled by a lot of different managers or bookkeepers or just different people, and that way we can be sure that the checks make it from the business to the bank without any sort of impropriety. An error endorsement is what happens when somebody spells your name incorrectly on the check. So, for example, if somebody had added an H to my name and a C to my last name on the front of the check, what you do is first you sign it the incorrect way, and then you sign it the correct way in order to deposit that check or cash that check. Then you have a joint endorsement. You don't see these that often, but when you have a check written out to say you and your spouse someday, you both have to sign that check in order to cash it. The key is that if the pay to the order of line says the word and, you both have to sign it. If it says the word or, only one of you has to sign it. So now we're going to take some time to practice these. So you're going to get a sheet to practice these 6 on, and then we're going to open up a Smart Notebook file so that we can share our findings and make sure we did this right.